What's up, everybody? Welcome in. This is AfterBuzz TV, your after show for the challenge, War of the Worlds. It's episode 2, Hellraiser tonight. It's the Super Bowl that we all deserve this year, with Hunter finally getting revenge, lots of fights and drama, and we have an amazing guest in studio for you, so hang tight. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
And now, we are back, everyone. So commercial towards the end of it. Welcome in, guys. We're so excited. This was an incredible episode. Can't wait to jump into that elimination, talk about everything. I'm your host, Jenna Bussier. We have a full panel as well as a guest, so let's go around and see who's with us in studio tonight.
Hi, Dan Lindgren here.
Pam Gross, happy to be here.
I'm back. David Christopher. How's it going, guys?
What's
Let's
up?
do this.
And over
Yeah.
to the chair, to the corner. It's an AfterBuzzer. It's a challenge rookie. It's an X on the Beach star. She's everywhere right now.
La!
And now she's in studio with us.
Oh my god, hi guys. First of all, it's Morgan Willet. I'm so excited to be here. I feel like it's all these worlds colliding. Like, I started at AfterBuzz, then I went to MTV, now I'm back here talking about the challenge, so excited.
Incredible. And I was telling you before we came in, it's like, obviously the challenge gets new people every year, and you kind of just think of them as reality TV stars, but you don't localize it to your life. And it's like, now I know Morgan before she went on the challenge. It's like, I have so many questions. This is crazy that you were on this show.
Yeah, we did the Tomorrow Show, right?
With Joss.
And Joss was there, which is so funny because on X on the Beach, they asked me, like, oh, like, name your celebrity MTV, or, like, your MTV crush. And he was the only guy from MTV I could think of because of that one interview we did. And I was just like, Joss, he has an accent. He has abs, whatever.
They know who Joss is.
Yeah, I was like, him.
Yeah.
And it's a good crush to have. So, we're going to go over, let's give you a little bit of the taste rundown tonight. We're going to jump into the elimination first, because I think we just need to start with this hot topic, because this is like Hunter rising from the ashes, what everybody wants to see. We'll get your take, because you were there, and behind the scenes stuff, into the the daily challenge. Because wasn't that great of a visible challenge? It seems really intense and hard, though, so I'm excited to see what you went through living through it. Then we'll go into some of the house drama. We have this Jenna Zach fight. We have Hunter Leroy we'll get into. Then we got time for Morgan, some Q&A stuff, whatever you guys want to hear. And what are your guys' overall thoughts on this episode 2 before we get into all of the breakdown, all the meat of it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. I do believe now that Ashley has the bananas curse of never being able to win after stealing the money. Oh, yeah, why not? Well,
Sure.
I'm only wrong until she actually wins again, and that's very hard to do on the show, as we know.
Okay, I loved the episode as well. I am glad that Ashley went home. I like the tribunal. I like the way that this was set up. It was interesting. I can't wait to see more of that. And I am both impressed and surprised, Morgan, that you took out Ninja Natalie, that you guys won and we're on the tribunal. So we'll have to get into that a little deeper.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You guys nailed it. What else can I say after that? No, I mean, I agree. I think it was a lot of fun. I actually did like the little drama. You know, Hunter taking off his shirt, showing his guns. I thought it was kind of funny and ridiculous at the same time. But no, it was fun. The challenges are rad. I like the monster truck. That was super cool.
It was a fun one.
That was rad, yeah.
It was badass.
And I am impressed that you did beat Ninja. I was super surprised.
We don't know. I want to get into that.
Yeah,
We don't know if you beat Ninja.
Did you beat
No,
Ninja?
I went against D. So it was Bananas versus Wes, me versus D.
Right.
So me and D, I think she ended up beating me by like 6 inches. So it was like very half and half with us. Which, like, in my defense, she gave me a run for my money. Like, that girl was hauling ass. I was like, damn, D. But then Bananas smoked Wes.
Right.
Wow.
So between those two things, which they didn't show, I'm very surprised that they weren't like, here's the length of rope. Because when we were actually at the challenge, you got to see, like, there was a mark and you could see how much the person beat the other person.
Okay.
So Bananas, like, there was no chance with Wes. So I was very proud of my partner. Dee gave me a run for the money. I was not expecting that from her, but she's a hoss, so I'll give her that.
Yeah.
But I was very proud of us, very excited. I was not expecting that for the first challenge for myself. I was like, I'm just going to do my best, whatever. But I figured with Bananas and Wes, like, they have such a rivalry. So I was just like I said, I was like, I really think him going against Wes will light a fire in his ass. Like, he's not going to let Wes beat him. And lo and behold, he did not.
I gotta ask. So,
Yeah.
were you, when he called out Wes, were you like in your mind thinking like, oh, like I hope this goes right, or did you have like full confidence?
So what they didn't show is like before we called him out, he looked at me and he's like, all right, who are you thinking? We were like, either between Hunter and Georgia and then like kind of Wes and D. And obviously I knew about like the Wes thing. So I was like, okay, like Wes and D, let's do that. And he's like, okay, cool. I'm down for that too. So I was like, I hope this rivalry thing goes well because, I mean, obviously I would have liked to go against maybe Georgia where I knew I could smoke her, but I knew, like, you can't go wrong. Everyone loves a rivalry. I think that's what they wanted to see. So I was like, all right, let's hope this works out.
I mean, it's a little bit of a shocker to me that you're saying Bananas completely smoked Wes. It's not...
Well, hold on. I think it was mainly about who can unravel that rope the fastest.
Bingo.
I don't think it was about who's technically stronger. Because once you unravel that rope the entire way, it's about sitting in that little, that big tire and just holding steady. That's it.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like, everyone looked at, like, Turbo and Josh, where Josh won, and everyone was like, how did Josh beat this guy? It had nothing to do about strength and who was going to tug it. It had to do with who could get that rope out quicker and then who could hunker down in the tire and just sit there.
Okay.
So, which is, I think the challenge producers are probably a little upset because they wanted to see people like tugging back and forth, but it was really just people sitting in these tires.
That's what I think we wanted to see at first too. That's why I don't doubt the challenge was probably so hard and it was really grueling for you guys. But as viewers, I still liked it because I knew that it was intense and hard for you. But at the same time, I'm like, this isn't visibly the best challenge for TV because they tried to bring in this car element and the monster trucks. But at first, I at first thought you guys were going to be pulling a car. And it was like the weight.
I agree.
Yeah,
I thought I saw that too.
They're pulling the weight of a car. Cool. How hard is that? But the car was really, it was just a prop. Like,
yeah, it was just a prop which had the rope in it.
Yeah.
And then the monster truck ran it over, which, by the way, was the longest 5 minutes of my whole entire life. I was like, when is this damn truck coming? Why is it not coming? It's been 15 minutes. And I'm like, oh, it's been literally like 60 seconds. Yeah. Like, it was tough. That was a tough one.
That's like when you go on a jog. You're like, oh, I'm going to go jog for a full half hour. I'm going to do it today. You
5
go
minutes.
2 minutes.
Right. I must be nearly done.
2 minutes, you're like, why did I sign up for this? This is a horrible idea. So was that kind of your strategy straight out the gate? Did you just pull as fast as you could? So for how long do you think you were pulling, and for how long do you think that you were just sitting there?
It went quick. Like, it. And that's the thing. It's like y'all didn't get to see kind of what went down. That rope went so fast. Like, probably 60 seconds. I don't know, maybe a little bit more. And then you're sitting there. And the thing with D is, like, she was, like, actively trying to pull. So I was literally just like, you're sitting in this tire and you're not moving. Like, I didn't even want to attempt because, I mean, as soon as you start pulling, you lose the slap. So you just, at that point, everyone was just sitting there. And I'm sure they were so upset because it was us sitting in tires for like 4 minutes till this truck came over.
They test these out. They test these out ahead of time, though. I'm surprised they didn't notice that, this is just like a non-moving nothing. I think it'd been better if they just had the rope already tight and had nothing for you guys to hold on to but the rope, just in that sand, and just pull.
I agree.
And you guys would have been flying around because someone lost their balance and got tugged just Superman through the air.
Exactly.
For visible stuff, because I'm sure pulling it and holding on to it was just as hard.
Right. Well, and that was the thing is, like, the rules were you weren't allowed to leave your tire. So I was wondering, well, maybe they...
really?
Yeah, so if you, like, hopped out of the tire, then it was over. So I was like, oh, maybe they were thinking people were going to tug people out of the tire, and that's how, I don't know. But it did not, I don't think, went the way... But,
or like fall out of, or use the dirt or the sand as some sort of like balance, some sort of strategy. Okay, that's good to know. And it adds another element. So when you guys are sitting there holding and tugging, can you kind of gauge who's doing well or not? Or are you just so focused on yourself? Because you end up winning. Like, did you have a sense of that?
No, not at all. I was literally just like, you're going to pull this rope and you're going to sit here and you're not going to think about anything. I could hear Bananas from the side being like, in his voice, like, Morgan, like, don't let go. I was like, focus. I wouldn't even talk to him. I wouldn't look. I was just like, you're sitting in this tire and you're not going to let go. Because I was scared as soon as I, like, lost focus, it would slip from my hand. So I don't even know what went on, honestly.
You looked pretty graceful doing it, though. Like, it didn't look like you were, like, shaking or going too crazy. Like, you were just like, zen, I got this.
Well, and that was the thing, is, like, all of us, it's like, once you got that rope and you sat there, there was really there was no really struggle between it, except Theo. I think we did see in the episode he was
pulling.
He was still trying.
Murdered it.
Theo, I'm telling you, is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
He is somebody who is like a dark horse. Like, I think they're gonna sleep on him.
He's got heart, though. You
Why
can
do
tell
you think
He's
that
got
though?
heart.
Because he's an Olympian.
Yeah, I didn't.
You know?
Yeah.
But I get it too. I get what you're saying. He just
Right,
has
he's
that
an
kinda, like-
Olympian, but like you look at him and he's like kind of
He's
this
not
tall, lanky
That's
thing.
what I was saying. The
So,
first episode was he's kind of lanky. He's like I called him a beanpole. I was like, is he strong though? But I mean,
But he's an
we saw it
Olympic
tonight.
Yeah.
athlete.
Yeah.
And he kind of has this lovable attitude and
Oh, he's
demeanor.
funny.
Like it seems
Seems
like there's
funny.
something about him that seems like maybe he's not taking it as seriously, but at the end of the day, maybe he just has really good balance because he is an Olympic athlete. So he
Yeah.
can put it off that he's like happy and go lucky attitude, but he's still gonna kick ass when it comes down to it. Good to know. Anything else about that challenge that you want to share before
God,
we
I'm
jump
trying
into
to
elimination?
think.
They should have put a moat in the middle. So like people get wet. So we have like sexy
Yeah,
dudes and hot
so you
chicks like
wanted
wet. Yeah.
a
why
Oh,
not?
you just
T-shirt
wait until the
contest.
mud competition next week.
yeah.
There, you're gonna get all your dirty, wet, muddy,
How fun was
shirtless
that,
humans.
Morgan?
All
How fun
right.
was that?
I'm still digging mud out
Nice.
of crevices in my body. Like I'm finding dirt places that I should not. So that'll just tell you a little bit about next week.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, so let's go into this elimination. Hunter does it. I was very nervous at that nomination when they're at the killing floor. I thought for a second that he was gonna pick somebody other than Ashley. I can't remember.
What did
who
I
thought
say
he was
to you
gonna
right
pick.
away when Hunter went down
Leroy.
there?
I thought he was gonna pick Leroy just
he
because the
said,
fight they
yeah.
had the night before, and because he now has this new rivalry with Leroy and has to stick to his word. I'm like, don't do it, Hunter. Please.
No,
pick
production did
Ashley.
it on purpose to
Please
give us
pick
like
Ashley.
people that he might want to go against. But
Right.
what did I say to you right when it happened? I said he's gonna pick Ashley. I said it to you
I
right
was
on the
glad that
headphones.
he
I was like,
did.
it's gonna be Ashley. Because how could you not? Part 2.
I didn't think he
amazing.
was going to, and I was really happy that he did.
Who did you think he was gonna pick?
I thought he was going to pick Leroy. That's what he
See?
said when he was
Production got you.
strategizing with
They
Wes.
tricked you.
There's too much history and a buildup between Ashley and Hunter to not go after Ashley. You know what I mean? It's just there's too much. There's more stakes on the line than just the newfound little rivalry.
It needed to be
Sure.
done.
However, he said, I'm going to let Wes do my politicking for me. And him and Wes were strategizing, and he told Wes, if I can't go for bananas, I'm going to go for the next best thing is best friend Leroy.
Exactly. That's kind of what I thought
I didn't
too.
think he was. They were faking us out, but I do think that would have been a bad choice.
Yeah.
Like that
yeah.
wouldn't have been good for him. You know, Ashley and Chase. Like Ashley, we know is a good competitor, but Chase, I thought Hunter would have a much better.
I thought so too.
Right.
I'm like,
time
you're gonna
of
beat
taking him
Chase.
out.
It's
Get in there
too
and take
early
him
in the
out.
game to go up against a big guy like
right,
Leroy.
yeah.
My God, that would have been a tough task.
So you're newer then to obviously the challenge
Yes.
and all these relationships. You don't know the deeply rooted issue with Ashley and Hunter. What did you know at that point? I'm sure you were told about. The
I mean,
money
at that
stealing.
point, trust me, with Ashley in that house, everyone knew that she won the money and took it from him. So that was the first thing I picked up on. I was like, all right, I get this rivalry. So that was interesting. I mean, Hunter, these people know what makes good TV. Like, he had to have known, like, this is what everyone wanted to see. Like, y'all could see everyone cheering. As soon as he called out Ashley and Chase, everyone got so excited. Because, like, this is, like, the redemption you could tell that Hunter wanted. This is what
Yeah.
everyone wanted to see. You want to see the kind of the underdog who lost the money,
Right.
beat the person. So I was here for it. I liked that
Loved it.
decision.
That's why I said I was like, this is better than football. This is better than the NFL. And David's like, well, it was sure as hell better than the Super Bowl.
Yes,
I'm like,
absolutely.
you're not wrong there. It was such an intense matchup.
But Morgan, or go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh no, sorry. I was just gonna say. So you knew Chase before.
I didn't know Chase personally. Like, we followed each other on social media. It's like a weird, like, I know some people from The Bachelor, so I had known of him. But I don't know. I never expected Chase to be on The Bachelor or be on the challenge. Like, when we all met in the airport, I was like, okay, like, I recognize some people. And then I saw Chase, and I was like, all right, like, okay, like, let's do this. So
Because that's what I wanted to ask you. What how did you think he was going to do in that elimination when he got called out to go against Hunter?
Oh, I thought, and no offense, Chase, if you're watching this, I did not think he had a good chance against Hunter
Right.
because, I mean, look at Hunter. He's shorter, he's stockier. Chase is, like we said with Theo, he's taller, lankier. But I will say, I think Chase, and I don't know how much of this they showed on the episode, but he gave Hunter a run for his money. Like, Hunter, like, was bleeding and, like, got, like, whatever, bruised up and all that. So I think Chase did a good job fighting, but, I mean, he couldn't do that
Did
much.
they compete more than once? Or on the show they only showed us they competed once.
Yes, they did.
Okay,
I'm trying to think. It was...
Well, it was a
Isn't that
replay.
interesting? Well, it was a replay. They because it went out of bounds the first time, and then they went
Yeah.
again. But they didn't compete any more than just those
It
two
was
times.
just one heat for each.
One heat for
Male
them.
and
Do you
female.
remember?
No, it was more than that.
See?
I think...
And that's what
I don't know if it was 2 or 3 times, but I know each, like, girl couple, guy couple, they went multiple times. for
Dan
sure.
is so woke to this. That's why he's the
Yeah.
Dan conspiracy
I'm
spokesperson.
just saying.
Which I'm surprised. Also, now thinking back to the episode, they did not show that they went multiple times because that's kind of an important factor
It's
of that.
endurance,
It
it's
seemed
everything.
quick. They made it look very.
They showed
quick.
him go out of bounds the first time, where it looks like Chase's neck is getting like crunched in half, and then they showed again where Hunter won the one heat.
And then it looks as if it goes
It went girl, guy,
2
girl.
to 0. You know, there's
Right.
less rounds, and that they'd only won 2 rounds against their opponent.
No, there was definitely multiple.
Yeah.
And it was so funny too because like there just like being behind the scenes, like you don't realize like there was like issues with the drones and like I'm just like it was so nerve-wracking watching. Like I had severe anxiety because this drone is hanging in the air for 60 seconds. You don't know when it's gonna drop. Like
Yeah.
everyone is antsy. Like if you let go of the band, then like we have to start all over. Like all this stuff. So like my nerves, like shoot, I wasn't even competing, and I was like, I can't watch this. Like,
So how do you think you would have done in that kind of challenge then?
oh my gosh, I like physical things. Like
Okay.
I'm coming off X on the beach where you're dating and having to talk about emotions. I was like, ugh, let me wrestle someone. Like I would love to like get down and dirty. That's what I was so excited about being on the challenge. So I think I would have done well against Georgia. I think I would have done well against Ashley. I think they're both like kind of dirty players, but I think I would have been able to hold my own.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, from the time that we've known each other thus far, I don't see you as this crazy fierce competitor, and I'm not trying to say that in an offensive way.
No.
So, and I was telling Jen, it's like I want to see you tested. I do want to see it. I want to see what you're capable of. I want to see you go just grit all out, like head to head. I want to see it. So
Well, see,
She has
that's
this bubbly, happy personality.
And
so-
that's the issue with people seeing me on the challenges. I came off Big Brother. I was whatever, America's winner, America's sweetheart, the nice girl. That was my strategy to win. You have to put on a persona of being
Right.
like the happy-go-lucky girl. On X on the beach, unfortunately, I get bombarded with X's, and I'm still kind of like crying and emotional, and that's just how I am. So like on all these shows, you don't get to see a different side of me. So
Right.
that's what I was so excited about going on the challenge. I was like, I am athletic. I've been a competitive cheerleader my whole entire life. Like I like working out. I like doing physical competitions. So I hope people will get to see that side of me.
Yeah.
yeah, I want to. I'm excited. Like I really am. Like this could be an awesome opportunity to show these people, like, hey, look, I'm capable of more
Right.
than just a pretty face.
And so far, you've done so well. First episode, I don't know why I was surprised. I guess maybe the same thing as David saying, but you came in second. I was like, yes, Morgan,
Yeah.
good for you.
I was very well. That's the thing too. Is like the challenges on Big Brother are like kindergarten level
Right.
compared to the challenge. Let's be
I watched an
real.
episode, it was Dizzy Bat. Like, it was Dizzy Bat and then, like,
Right.
walking a straight line or something.
like
I'm like,
squirt-
this is their physically taxing
Yeah.
challenges.
Right. So it's like, and I won competitions on Big Brother, but you don't get a lot of credit for whatever I solved or something like that. So the fact that I solved that puzzle so quickly, I was like, okay, like I hope this shows people that I am intelligent and I'm more than a pretty face. Like, I don't know if y'all watched my first impressions video, but it was basically everyone being like, she's here to be a distraction for the guys. Like,
not
she's
taken
pretty.
seriously,
Like,
I
she's not
heard,
taken
yeah.
seriously. And I'm like, okay, I finished that puzzle quicker than the majority of the people there,
Also,
prospects
who
and
signs
vets.
up on a show when there's money at stake to be a distraction for other people?
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Like, you don't want to personally win money? She's just here to be a distraction. As if I'm going to go on
Like
a
what?
show to be a
I don't know if you
decoy.
guys realize I left a dating show. I had my fix of that. My intentions in that house were to hook up with absolutely nobody.
Right.
So a lot of people obviously need to say we're sleeping on you, pretty much.
I would say so.
Yeah.
It's just what's frustrating to me is you can say whatever you want about me, whether you don't think I'm smart, you don't think I'm athletic. What bothers me is you're just a pretty face. That's all you're going to be is like just the pretty girl who's, you know what, here to look good. I'm like, no, I feel like I have so much more to offer than that. Am I going to be the loudest, most dramatic person? No, I don't think that's not why I was cast. Look at me
Right.
on X on the beach. I wasn't the girl who was fighting everyone
Right.
and being the girl throwing drinks. That's not who I am. I was cast for a specific reason. Why that is, I don't know. They picked me as the one person from X on the Beach to go on the challenge, and it wasn't just because I was a pretty face on X on the Beach.
Yeah.
So I think I do have things to offer.
Well, leading into that, you are not going to be, throwing drinks and stuff. I have to ask. So we see Amanda and you go head to head, and she's ridiculous. As she is horrible in real life as she seems. Tell us about that, if you can speak to that.
Yes. I think I gotta see. My issue is I start watching these episodes and I I'm very like free flowing in normal life and like kind of like sarcastic and stuff like that. When I go on these shows, I like to think of the social game and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go on the challenge. I'm gonna try and be here for a long time.
Right.
I'm not gonna get in fights this first week. I'm with Bananas. He already has a massive target. I'm an idiot to go around and start picking more problems for us. So it's like, I'm not going to do that. So I think tonight I tweeted that Amanda called me that I was Banana's shadow, but I said I'd rather be Banana's shadow than Satan's asshole.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so sorry, Amanda. But like, she really is. And it's when she drinks, like, you see another, thank you. You see another side of this girl. And that was the thing is, she approached me basically was like, you're Banana's shadow, you're sitting in the back. Well, one, Amanda, don't you do that, like, with all your allies, you just follow them? Like, didn't she go in and get sent home for a friend? Okay. At the same time, it's like, one, I'm not going to scream back at you right now. Because that's going to, one, just make other people see me and be like, oh, this girl's a hothead. We're already targeting Bananas. Let's now get her out, too. Two, it's just like, what do you want me to do, Amanda? Go, like, it's the first week here, and the thing I said time and time again in this house is all the prospects, we have no beef right now. We came in without a lot of enemies. All these vets are fighting within each other.
Right.
So there's no point in us getting involved. It would make it more messy. Let them hash it out, and then when it's our turn and we have our own beef, then we can say something. So the fact that she came up to me was like, what do you want me to say?
Well, it doesn't make any sense because all you prospects are not, you're not necessarily shadows, but you're all learning the game from your person. Wes, I mean, all these guys have been around. CT, they've been around forever. So no matter who you pick, it doesn't matter if it's Bananas has obviously one of the biggest followers. You gotta pick one of them. Why not go with Bananas? Why not go with Wes? Who cares? You're not a shadow. You're just learning from them. Amanda doesn't know what she's talking about, and Amanda's awful.
This is what happens though, because the heat's taken off of you within 10 seconds, right? Well, what we see anyway. So this is just a spiral effect of fights. So Amanda comes at you first because she's coming for anybody. She's drunk, as you can tell. You're Banana shadow, whatever. Banana comes out with the
oh my God, the exorcism.
The exorcism, which is phenomenal. But then Amanda finds her next prey, and then Bananas gets pulled in, and then somehow Hunter gets pulled in, and then the fight ends with Zach and Amanda. So it starts with you and Zach and Jenna. So it starts with you and Amanda, and it ends with Zach and Jenna. Like, how does this even happen?
I don't even know where I was during all. I'm watching this back, and I was like, you couldn't keep. There was a fight in every single corner of the house. It was like you were running around it. Yes, it was like everything happened so quick too, and then I didn't realize Hunter took his shirt off, and I literally went to look, and I was just like, it didn't work for Adam Levine in the Super Bowl. Hunter, it's not going to work for you on this show. Keep your shirt on. So that was crazy. And then just the fact that, like, Bumble gets thrown into it.
Oh, my God.
Can
we talk about this? I'm glad you
That
brought this up.
happened.
Okay, so for everybody, Challenge fans, obviously the reunion last season for Final Reckoning, Amanda tweets out she has this bomb she's gonna drop. Never drops a bomb, which at first I kind of respected because she said it was gonna ruin relationships. I'm like, all right, whatever. You ever say something you wish you could take back? Now she's actually doing it before it causes damage. Well, now she's drunk again, so she has this big bomb. The bomb comes out that Zach, as soon as he got back in the hotel room after he got eliminated in Final Reckoning, hops on his phone and re-downloads Bumble, and his excuse is to make sure it still works.
See if it works. No, see if it works in Africa.
Oh, is that?
Can it work over different continents? That's what he said.
I don't know how that ended with Jenna apologizing. That's all I can say.
That's
My
the
mind
issue
is
I
blown.
had.
Like the issue, it is really stupid, but he talk about a gaslight, turns it on her, get away from me, security. It's like, you're in a committed relationship. Your girlfriend found out you were on a dating app, and you're upset that she's unhappy about that?
And
that she wound up apologizing. Like, he is a mass manipulator in terms of getting her to apologize and saying, like, well, what do you want to do? You're going to break up with me then? Like,
and he's
that
so
is
vain
where we
for
saw
that.
the
Like,
old Zach,
how
that I
vain
hate.
is it that your girlfriend is crying to you? She's upset by something of your actions, and what you did to her is degrading, and it is upsetting, and it's disrespectful, and she's upset, and my favorite part is that he's like, I need security, I can't deal with the way you're acting, the way your actions are. But it's like Jenna is approaching this in the most composed, calm way, out of like complete sincerity, complete just passion for Zach being so upset, but it's the way she's handling it is like over the top for him when she's being as calm as she possibly can be.
Yeah.
Couple of things. Sorry, I'm gonna backtrack just a tad bit. That was funny you said that because I didn't notice you when all that chaos was going on, which I think was a very smart move. And I say this because I did notice if you look like the vets, like if you look at CT, where was CT? I don't know if he was present. He was kind of laying low. He's smart now. Wes was the same thing. He was kind of just chilling, sitting back, almost laughing, and then he tells Amanda to go to bed, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, the best line. No, Hunter.
Because you're with the
He's
Sharks
like,
now.
just go to bed.
Really, they're
Well, and
super
that's the
with
thing
Sharks.
is you look at the people who are very present, all these things, and it's like I can kind of find a common theme of the people who are always around the drama, and I'm like, are you here to compete or are you here to just create some drama? Whereas my role in this, I knew I was not going on the challenge to be like in your face, like I was there to compete, and I was hoping to get as far as I could without having to scream. Like, obviously, if I get to my point, but guys, this is the first week.
Yeah.
I don't think any rookie wanted to go in there and be like, here's a giant target me, I'm the loudmouth.
Yeah.
And there's already so many fights going on. It's like there's no room for more. You're like, I'm good. You guys fight amongst yourself. There's no point for me to then hop in and make another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was a super smart move on there, and I thought it was just funny how you saw like the vets just kind of laying low on that one and seeing the younger ones going crazy. It's kind of funny then. But I guess to come back on to the Jen and Zach thing, no, I completely agree. It's so over the top and dramatic though with the whole like I need security, get away from me. And
You need security from Jenna. She's
But
like
I did feel bad for her because and we've talked about this how many seasons ago. It's like I feel bad, but it's to a point where it's kind of like okay, at some point it's like you got to help yourself. You know what I mean? Because this isn't working. This isn't changing.
Zach dug himself into a hole. He was definitely wrong. He had no idea how to get out of this hole. He played the victim, to try to play the victim, saying the security thing, garbage. He's very wrong, and he had no idea how to talk about it because he had nothing to say because he messed up. Why would you show to your biggest enemy your Bumble account?
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Because even if you're doing it to see if it works in Africa, that's not how Amanda's going to perceive it and tell the world.
And I thought
And you're not doing it to see if it works in Africa. You're just trying to hook up with hot chicks.
If you can look at it to see why do you need to see if a dating app works?
You're going to go on a date in Africa?
South Africa?
Right.
Exactly.
You're going to go on a date, Zach? But also, Jenna nailed it when she said, you are consistently making me look stupid to my greatest enemy. It's adding
break
insult
up with him.
to injury.
They live together now. I follow Zach on Instagram. I'm pretty sure they're living together. So
they are.
So what are we doing, Jenna?
But that's what I'm saying. At some point, it's not the other person anymore. You got to take responsibility for yourself. And if this person is continuing to degrade you and make you look stupid, look in the mirror. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
Zach needs to learn to communicate because I do.
He needs security. I wonder what happens when they have a dispute over like who's washing the
Zach
dishes.
needs to do less communicating with other girls. He needs to stop communicating and just communicate with one, but all right.
It's a very immature reaction, though, to do something wrong and then respond with, like,
he plays
screw you,
the
break
victim.
up then?
Yeah.
It's like,
that was so
no, I
Ronnie
want to have a
Sammy,
discussion.
Jersey Shore, right?
Jenna tweeted, we are the Ron and Sammy now.
Yes, that was so Ronnie
really
Sammy.
cute.
What was kind of the house feeling and consensus about that situation at the time?
It's just like, I felt bad for Jenna in that moment. You want to give her a hug. She's the sweetest girl. She's done nothing wrong. And Zach is just like, the way he reacts, it made me cringe, honestly. Yeah. I'm like...
It's cringy.
Oh, like the fact that you're in a long-term relationship and one, you're acting like this. Two, I think the way he acted made it seem like he was guilty.
Right.
Like, I think he got so
it's your fault.
defensive.
Yeah.
Get away from me. I'm not going to apologize. It's like... Buddy, if this wasn't true, I don't think you'd be reacting this way. I don't know. Zach was not my favorite person in the house. To me, this season, I just felt like he didn't want to be there, really. I feel like him and Jenna had their own issues that probably should have been worked out outside of the house, not in this crazy environment. So...
He's just so that guy.
Yeah.
Like that frat bro-y. Like he's that guy who would two-time a girl or like lie to her and make it feel like it's her fault. That's exactly what
Like
it
hook
is.
up his last night in South Africa.
Right.
I think
that dude.
Jen, I think Zach has become your new Bananas or Tony.
Oh, I've always been on the Zach dislike train. Oh,
that much,
I've
though?
always been on that. Yeah, since the original issue with... It goes back to when he was partners with John A. I hated how he treated her. He would make her cry constantly when she was killing it at the challenge. And he was sucking, and he lost to Jordan, which, no offense to Jordan, you lose in a sledgehammer contest to a dude that has
one
half a
more.
hand,
Yeah,
has less body parts than you,
Yeah.
then I don't know. At that exact challenge because it had to deal with your wrist and your
Right.
hands. Anyway, sorry, I feel like we're spending way too much time on Zach Jenna.
Schmack. Morgan, I have a question.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's get into some Morgan
you
personal
said
stuff.
that Zach wasn't your favorite person. Who did you click with in the house? Who did you not click
Great
with? Give us
question.
your
So I
your
originally
dirt.
said this kind of on the after show. They briefly asked me like who I didn't click with the first night. I obviously said Amanda. When I drink, I'm, a happy-go-lucky, like probably like an idiot dancing around. When Amanda drinks, she just has this other side to her. So that was like kind of what I didn't vibe with the first night. Zach, I don't even know if Zach like introduced himself to me. So like I'm just like, buddy, like if you don't want to talk to me, I don't really want to talk to you.
Okay.
I loved Cara Maria. So I was in a room with Cara, me and Maddie were the only two prospects in there, and then it was Natalie, Jenna, and Nani. So that was my room. And I went in there pretty intimidated by Cara. Like, who's not going to be? I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, she's, going to look at me as this prospect. So sweet. Like, with just the most nice, humble person. Loved her. The prospect girl I clicked with the most was Maddie. Oh my gosh, I adore. She FaceTimes me at least 3 times a week still. Out of the blue, just to be like, hey girl, how are you doing? Like, are you okay? And I'm just like, I love her. She's the best human being ever. As for like prospect guys, Theo is hands down one of my favorite human beings ever. Like,
Everybody's saying that.
He
Everyone's
is-
talking.
he-
Yeah.
hysterical.
He has a likability about him. He really
And like,
does.
yeah, he makes idiot comments. Like the
Yeah.
Eminem mom thing, I'm like, Theo, you're so stupid. I kind of laughed at it.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh, but he just doesn't get it. He's like, what? Like, what did I do wrong? And I'm just like, oh my God, Theo.
I
You
thought it was
almost have to
great.
respect the bluntness at that point.
Yeah.
We have more questions for Morgan for sure, and she knows how this goes. We got to give a little shout out to our AfterBuzz viewers.
Yeah, guys, we just wanted to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that subscribe button, give us a like. We would love that. But no matter where you are, please leave us a comment and make it a nice comment because I like nice comments. And but we really want you to be involved in our conversation. And being a part of AfterBuzz has meant so much to all of us. And we truly appreciate your support in doing what we love. So don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying all of our after shows.
Tell your friends, tell your
Yeah.
family, tell everybody.
Yeah, fantastic.
Morgan, we need to talk wrong word.
Okay.
Dusty Wi-Fi gate.
All right.
To preface this, I saw last week on Twitter during the episode last week, Jemmy tweeted at you, or no, she didn't. She just tweeted Morgan's
Yes.
Wi-Fi is dusty.
Okay.
And then I put on my Twitter today, I'm like, yo, everybody, we got Morgan on the show tonight. What do you guys want to know? She tweeted at me.
I saw that.
Saying, ask her why her Wi-Fi is so dusty. And I was like, I was planning on it because I don't know what this means.
Okay,
What
I'm
does
gonna
that
give
mean?
you. So I did the Tiro after show last week. So I Skyped in, and apparently, okay, let me preface this. They asked me obviously why I picked bananas, and I had my reasonings, and let's keep in mind that this whole Tiro thing was cut and edited, so I know what really was said, and I also know what was aired. So they asked me why did I pick bananas. He's done the challenge consecutively as a vet, and I was like, whereas CT and Wes have taken breaks over the years, bananas has not. And then I kind of had some word vomit issues, and I was like, Wes is just kind of old and dusty.
No.
Meaning the reason saying that, not attacking Wes. He's taken breaks. That is what I meant by my comment.
Right.
Whereas Bananas has consecutively done it, and that played into my decision as to why I picked him as a partner.
Right.
I saw that. I did see that.
People
and I saw
really
Wes.
ran
Yeah.
with that old and dusty comment.
saw that.
So did Wes. I was like, bud, I wasn't really trying to insult you that much. But apparently it really took a shot to his ego. I'm so sorry, Wes. But
Well, I saw Wes
whatever.
fire back at you.
He did fire
I
back.
did
He
not
called
see
me
that.
a
What
Twitter
did he
fan.
say?
And I was like, Wes, I don't follow you on Twitter, so I don't
saw
think that would
Yeah.
make me a Twitter fan.
But what does the Wi-Fi
Okay,
come into this?
so
I
the
don't get it,
Wi-Fi,
people.
and I don't know if the after show, because it was cut, was choppy, or because my connection was bad. I will say, I did a test call with MTV an hour before. They tested my connection, and it was fine. So, it is not AT&T, although, I can call for you, Jemmy, if you really want me to check my connection that bad. But it was working before the show, so I don't know what happened, if it was, but that's where that comment came from.
Uh-huh.
And I think, some fan, sent me that tweet, and I was like, all right, I gotta fire back. So
Oh my god, that is so funny. This entire time, it really just had to
Right,
do with
it
the
wasn't
logistics of
code,
your
it was
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
I
Yes.
thought this was some Twitter slang code. I'm like, Wi-Fi is dusty. What does this mean? I looked it up online, and literally my stuff online was tips and tricks about how to clean off your router.
my God.
I went on Urban Dictionary. I'm like, what is this?
I'm dead.
Wi-Fi is dusty means
That's the
she
new thing,
literally
Jen.
just meant your Wi-Fi stunk.
You
on
got
Terra.
thought about Wi-Fi.
Because Jemmy's like the queen of
Thoughts.
Twitter and
Yes.
keeping up the slang and,
Yes.
you know,
right,
kind of.
like your Wi-Fi was like your partner picking ability was old and
Right.
dusty. Right.
No,
It's like, no,
specifically
Wi-Fi.
because of
Or
that.
I thought like your dating record, you're an ex on the beach. Like I was really trying to read between the lines here, but the lines couldn't have been more clear. Like your Wi-Fi was just
Yeah.
crappy.
Okay, so
All
yeah.
right,
all right.
so
Okay.
Yeah.
case
I mean,
closed.
I'm a huge West fan, so I can understand him being upset by.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be called old and dusty.
I mean, I
You know, that's all.
totally
I'm
get it's a shot
Yeah.
to
Right,
him, and
yeah.
I get that. I've said this a million times. Sometimes I have a case of word vomit. Do I
Right.
stand by my decision of saying that? Yes, I do. Do I wish the full context was shown a
Right.
little bit more? Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, have my reasons as to why I picked bananas and why I didn't pick Wes or CT. So
Oh, I have no problem with you picking banana. I'm a huge West fan. I don't mind that you picked bananas because he's a super strong competitor too. So that's fine.
I'm Team West, but I'm also Team. I like bananas.
Right.
Johnny's a cool guy. But at the same time, you know, Wes is a tough guy to get in an argument with. You know, so
Dude,
like when
I
saw
learned
it, he
that.
did get mad, and he's clever though. And once I saw it, I was like, Morgan, what are you doing? Like,
ooh, the second it left my mouth, I was like, "Oh, Morgan, you just dug yourself a grave."
Be careful.
But you
girl.
know, when you're in the comfort of your own home, I was like, I'm chilling. I had a mimosa before, like it was in the morning, like I'm
Right.
Skyping into
I can say whatever I
Tara,
want, safe spot.
and then I was like,
got
"Ooh,
you.
that word vomit got you." But you know what? I firmly stand behind my statement. So
All right, guys, we got a few minutes left, so we're going to start wrapping up. I do just want to shortly go over predictions because we see this teaser bombshell talking
yeah.
about dropping bombs.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
So we see this graphic come on saying, Challenge, Legend, goes home. And they show Wes, Bananas, CT, Kara. So, thoughts, people? What are your thoughts?
My first thought was it's going to be CT just because I think he has a less strong competitor. However, people are writing in what they think. If you want me to
yeah.
What's
tell
the
you,
live chat say?
well, they said that Johnny is the only one shown on that prediction thing that's wearing the elimination shirt. So you have to, because you're wearing a certain shirt in the elimination. So they're thinking that Johnny's the next person to
Well,
go.
Morgan's like, that means I go.
Exactly. Well, that's why. And Morgan's in studio now, so I wanted to ask her. That's all.
I don't know, guys.
Morgan, just
Interesting,
tell
right?
us what happened.
Should I just like reveal the rest of the season?
won't get in
No, I
trouble.
can't reveal anything. Obviously, we know a legend goes home.
Yeah.
I think y'all will really like the challenge and the elimination next week. Obviously, the mud pit gets really intense. So I'm just gonna leave it at. I think it'll be another really good episode.
Perfect.
Okay.
Do you guys have any predictions who you think the challenge vet legend is going to be?
I honestly don't. I really
Throw a name
would,
out.
I would say CT or bananas because I didn't even consider Wes. No offense on Wes. I don't mean to hop on the old Dusty train, but I didn't think he was I didn't really think to me that means CT or bananas. Like Wes has been again. He took a break. He hasn't been around
It could
in a
be
long
Kara
time.
too.
so-
I know,
Kara was
but-
thrown in
I don't
there.
think Kara's
I don't
going
think
home.
It is either.
I don't think Kara's going home anytime soon.
I
With-
personally think it's CT for the same reason, just because I'm not sure
Yeah.
how Julia is going to be. In
I
this
can't imagine
challenge.
bananas going home so soon. So that's where CT
know.
would be my default answer. But we also know, everybody, MTV has a way of teasing things that turn out to be nothing burgers. So
We're not even
who
going to see it
knows?
till like 3 episodes from now.
Probably, yeah.
A challenge vet goes home eventually.
Right, one day.
We won't at the finale, at the final.
right.
All right, guys. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you so much, Morgan, for being with us.
Thank you guys so much. I had so
Yay.
much fun.
Yay, Twitter handle. And so, where can people tweet at your dusty?
Oh, guys, tweet
Wi-Fi?
all my dusty Wi-Fi. Twitter's at Morgan_Willet, and then Instagram is just like a bunch of photos of myself. If you want to check that out, it's at Morgan Lee Willet.
Why
DPR.
wouldn't we?
Instagram, David Punkrock Christopher. Twitter, DPR Christopher.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. We love you. You can find me all across social media at Pamela Gross Jill.
The Dan Lindgren.
Thank you, guys. You threw me off. Jenna Bussier. I'm on Twitter at Jenna_Bussier. Thank you so much. Till next time.
Bye.
Thank you, Morgan.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.